What if Mr. Krabs played college football? I'm pretty sure we all know how the big man can get about his money, but I need y'all to understand how greedy this man really is.
$101 for a Krabby Patty?
With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
So I went on ahead and made him a little bit under 300 pounds because he was a hefty man himself, but he has abs from all those years that he was in the Navy. So when we first get in here, of course, we're going to set him to a power rusher, because he's a pretty big guy, even though he has some quick feet. But all that body size he has, and he has them big meaty claws, you feel me? And since he's a power rusher, we had to go in and max out them power moves, man. Then we went in and maxed out his strength as well. So with this build, we ended up being a physically dominant force and a dominant tackle. And so our top attributes came in with his power moves, tackle, and his strength maxed out at 99 and coming in with 94 hit power as well. So as we come in, the head coach, Coach Hepburn, just welcomed us into the program in our senior year. So anyway, as we start off with recruitment, we went in and just chose, some of the best ranked schools in the nation, some of the top 10 schools in the nation. Because, we trying to go big or go home like Mr. Krabs, you know what I mean? He all about that moolah. So we went in and chose mostly the top SEC schools to put on his recruitment chart. As you can see, our recruitment board is stacked, just like Mr. Krabs' pockets. Man, I ain't gonna lie. We came in, but a lot of the places we were only listed as a third edge rusher. So if we went there, we'd be the third edge rusher. So Mr. Krabs really has something to prove to these scouts out here, man, if he wanted to play some big-time ball in college. So Coach came in giving us the heads up on what the schools are going to want to see when they come watch us play, and giving us tips on how to maintain our scholarship and how to be able to play good enough so we can up the bonus on our scholarship. And so early and on, we got Coach DeBoer from Bama hitting us up, man, coming in and explaining the program and giving us props before our first game. Man, so here we go, week 1. Our boy Mr. Krabs is coming out the locker room with the rest of the team. I ain't gonna lie, that boy looks like a big boss. I ain't gonna lie. He's built like a Krabby Patty in those pads, but hey, does he not look dominant? As in the opposing team running out the tunnel, man, we finna go ahead and get this started, man. Yes, sir. Mr. Krabs, he about 50 years old, so we had to go ahead and get him the vintage butterfly, you know what I'm saying? Jogging out to the field for his first game, he getting ready to lay the wood on somebody. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, pause. Man, right before it kick off, Coach got the hype circle going, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Krabs fired up. He ready to go out there and get his money on that field. First play of the game, they hit Eugene with a huge double team, but then they ended up throwing it to the sideline anyway. He's coming off the ball trying to get after that quarterback, man. He trying to run that hoop, but he just couldn't get off the block that time. They threw it deep, and he ended up completing it down the field. Later that same drive, they handing the ball off to the side, but our teammates came in and stuffed that. Ensuing drive after, we coming in, rushing the passer again, man. We getting off the block, but he threw the ball just before we got there. Teammate got a hit, though. They started driving down the field, man. I'm coming off the ball again. He's trying to get into the pile and help out, but their teammates has it covered. He came off the ball. He ran a little bit too far upfield, so they ended up getting a big run. Next play, Mr. Krabs coming off that ball again on the chip. He sheds it perfectly, but he still can't get there in time. He's still searching for that first sack. Coming off again, he's trying to get around that corner. The quarterback must feel him coming because he's releasing that ball earlier and earlier. He's coming off again. He's trying to spin off the block, but he couldn't get there, and he completes the pass all the way inside the 5. Next play, coming off the ball again, 1st and goal. He's trying to counter back inside. But this quarterback's been on the road getting that ball out fast, man. So he got 2nd and goal. He rips inside. He finally has his first sack of his high school career. Anyway, coming back off the ball again. He's trying to work outside, and the quarterback throws it up once again. He throws a fade, and it falls incomplete. He's coming off the ball again the very next play. Their teammate gets the sack. I can't lie, we're still the #1 pass rusher in the state. We dropped down a little bit in the nation, but anyway, we're coming for it. Our teammates hitting us up, asking if we want to study for him, but Mr. Krabs ain't worried about nothing but pocket change and getting to that quarterback. So anyway, after our first game we won, the Alabama coach hits us up again, and he just tells us that he enjoys watching us play. So week 2, we got El Dorado. So first play, he's coming off the ball again, trying to get after that rusher, and he just can't get off the block. He's trying to counter inside, but he gets a strip sack. His 2nd sack of the season, the ball comes out, and they can't recover it, but they're stuck at the 1. So the ensuing drive after, he's trying to counter back inside. He gets the quarterback again. This is second strip sack in the same game. And he's out here balling and he's dancing. You know he's excited. Anyway, and then the offers started rolling in after that game. And after our best game of the season, the offers started rolling in. Mr. Krabs came in maintaining that #1 pass rusher in the state, and he climbed up to number 30 in the nation as more offers are rolling in after his best game of the season. Coach DePower hit us up again. He didn't want much, if anything, that time. But anyways, our head coach is hitting us up again, is telling us the quality offers are starting to come in because we're balling. And our classmate Alex coming and hitting us up on about who we're taking to homecoming. And we're going to try to ask our lab partner, but we got rejected bad. In week 3 against Bentonville homecoming, we'll have a sour taste in our mouth. But he'll try to take it out on the field. You know, his cheapskate ways probably ended up having him want to take her to McDonald's or something, man. This is probably why she turned him down so bad. You can see he has that look on his face. You can tell by his walk he has something to prove on homecoming. He walking out, man. Look at that crowd. They really popped out for Eugene. They going crazy. If only they knew he charging $102 for a Krabby Patty. Anyway, the first snap of the first drive of homecoming, Mr. Krabs is coming off inside and stuffing the run on the first play of the game. On the second drive, Mr. Krabs coming off that ball unblocked, and he sacks the quarterback on the homecoming, trying to impress his lab partner, Mrs. Puff. And the offers started coming after that game. He's still the #1 pass rusher in the state, and Coach DeBoer is hitting us up and reminding us that we're the #1 pass rusher in the state and that a lot of schools are coming after us. And then the head coach from the Texas Longhorn tells us he's enjoying watching us this whole time and he'll come out and watch us. Then Coach Kirby Smart from Georgia hit us up too. We had a little small talk. But anyway, week 4 against Newport, he's getting off the double team in the backfield early, trying to prove his point. And anyway, you see how that whole game went, and the offers came in again. But anyways, since he didn't have a sack that game, he went down to the #2 edge rusher in the state. But he's still in the top 150 nationally. And Coach reminding us it's senior night. He's how proud of us he is and how far we came in our high school journey. And he's telling us we need to be cutting down to our top 3 schools soon, because right after the season, we'll be signing our letter of intent with the colleges we choose to commit to. Hey, man, last game of our high school career, senior night against Jacksonville. He's going to go ahead and go in and make sure his #1 schools are the top 3 teams in the SEC, because he wants to go big or go home. Just like he goes big or go home on them outrageous Krusty Krab prices, fam. I don't understand. Nobody's paying $102 for a sandwich. But anyway, he's coming out on the homecoming with his bouquet of flowers, walking out nice and slow. He knows this is his last game, and he knows he wants to go out with a bang, fam. Man, so for the last time in our high school career, Coach got the last hype circle going, but Mr. Krabs ain't worried about none of that but that quarter that just fell out his back pocket. Anyway, first play of the game, our boy Mr. Krabs used those big meaty claws to shuck that double team off, and our teammates getting the strips, and we trying to come pick it up, but our teammate beat us to it, and we starting off 7-0 with a scoop and a score. So later on, the next drive, Mr. Krabs coming off the ball, ripping back outside, and he got the quarterback on senior night. The very next play, he's coming off the ball again, ripping outside, and he's chasing the quarterback down. He's got his second sack of senior night. He's going crazy. Anyway, he's coming off the ball again, trying to get to that quarterback, but he lets it go early, this time on a deep ball. And that'll be the game. We ended up going 5-0 on the season, and some more big-time offers come in from Mr. Krabs. But that concludes his high school season, man. As you can see, now it's time to pick who we're going to be dominating for the next 3 to 4 years. And as you can see, all the teams are red, even though his favorite color is green from that cold hard cash. Anyway, our favorite penny pitcher is going to go ahead and stand up and take a minute and decide which hat he wants to pick up. This is a very crucial decision, because this is where he'll be playing his freshman year, and he's going to try to earn a starting spot. And he's going to pick up the Alabama hat. He's going to go down to Tuscaloosa. And anyway, he's going to have to grind for that spot, because, man, you know how Bama gets with their pass rushers, man. We're going to go ahead and commit to the University of Alabama. And, fam, I ain't going to lie, when we moved down to Tuscaloosa that fall, Mr. Krabs had never been anywhere that big. And as you can see, before our freshman year, coach is going to come in, the defensive coordinator is going to come in, and he's going to welcome us to the team and just basically explain to us how things run in Alabama. And when he got on campus, the first thing he did was ask the defensive coordinator how much he makes a year. He's at one of the best programs in the whole SEC, and he's worried about how much the defensive coordinator brings home every month. We started out with number 91. And anyways, as we're going back, look at him. He looks like an absolute unit. But Mr. Krabs wasn't feeling the number that the head coach gave him. So he went in and he decided that he wanted to go in and get number 2. And he decided to go with that number because he has 2 clauses, 1 for locking his safe and 2 for making sure nobody puts a hand on his thermostat. Hey, as you can see, he ain't going for none of that. Anyway, as we went over earlier, going to a top SEC program would leave us having a fight for the number 1 spot, and we're coming in as 3rd string on the depth chart. So he has a lot of grinding to do. But anyway, appreciate you for watching. I'm going to see y'all in part 2.